Happy holidays. Mom here.
Storm here.
Kimmy here.
We're all festive today. We're ready to go. I love Mom's sweater. What does it say? Gangsta rapper.
So much so.
I love that sweater so much. And Kim has Elf.
Oh,
You should love that movie.
You should have the hat.
That's also on our channel as well. That was such a fun movie. I know you're wearing the hat. It's great. That's okay. Another time, right? We have a lot of props.
That's right.
We're just happy to be back on the couch because now we could just go into our bins of fun props now.
Yeah, that's right.
I have to organize though because it's a big mess over here and in the closet and downstairs in Mom's basement. And thank God you have the room. Thank you, Mom, for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
She is quite amazing, and so is Kim.
She's like gangsta.
Gangsta rapper, and she really is that too.
Gangsta
I got my
mama,
rapping skills
grandma.
from you. Yeah, and so we're gonna be watching episode 5 of season 2 of The Walking Dead. We're not looking at the title. We're not looking at the thumbnail. And what do you guys remember from last episode?
Okay. Glenn and Maggie got it on in the pharmacy.
Hey, picking up those meds. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's huge. And, well, and
Carl found out, too, about Sophia.
Oh, yeah,
She's
because
missing.
he found out
Rick
that
lied.
Dad,
Yes.
yeah, he was lying, and
But he did tell him.
Which is good that he was honest.
which is
That's
wonderful.
hard.
Yes,
That's right.
and
I'm so
he gave him his hat, or he loaned it for
Okay.
him.
Yes, that's right.
He can take it back anytime if he needs it, but
Yeah.
that was sweet.
Yeah.
That was a touching
I think
moment.
that was really
Oh,
nice.
yeah,
I mean, I
that's
love that
good.
hat, and him giving it away was such a big thing for me. And I'm like, no, well, I'll borrow it from time to time. And
That's right,
he wouldn't have even said that unless, it's only because Carl asked.
Yeah.
But he's like, I do need that back, now and again, just, at night or something.
Yeah, and Herschel and Rick are talking about maybe staying a little longer even after Carl's better and, seeing how things are. He's going to think about it. Herschel's going to think about it.
Yeah. And that must be hard too. Again, trying to put our minds, put ourselves into this kind of world. Hopefully this never happens. But here, he is with his family. You're trying to protect your own family, and life has been okay. And now you have these new people coming in. I mean, and the virus isn't fully understood, right? So, I mean, they kind of know, but they don't fully. I mean, it's still so new that just me thinking, would I really allow a new group to come in and stay with us?
Oh, sure.
I don't know. It's hard because right now, and, being removed and watching in on this world, I'd be like, heck yeah, I'd bring people in. I'd want to help people.
Oh,
and I
sure.
think I would still be like that.
And
But,
and don't forget there was a walker in the well.
yeah, there was a
So
walker in the well.
You gotta be careful. There's probably more coming.
Yeah, and then if
think.
you get one person that's infected, God forbid someone gets bit. So I would think in this world with more people that you have with you that it might start an infection.
That's
Right, and you have our group, they're more vast, they have more vast knowledge of the walkers being in Atlanta. They know, what is out there. And this family, I mean, they've been very lucky as far as preserving most of their property, and they have cattle, and they, it's pretty, so rural that they're not there yet. But so it's good to have Rick's group there, yes, because they have the guns. They know, what they're about. But also, Herschel doesn't want so many guns. He wants to have a simpler life of, just tranquil and try to make it as peaceful as he can for his family.
Yeah, so very different views.
That is,
And
yeah.
I think these are better views to have. I mean, I'm sure, we know through experience with our history and how COVID is and how extreme people can be in different ways, in many ways.
Right.
Yes, there's 2 major sides, but then there's a lot of other sides too to everything.
right.
So thank God Herschel is a kind person who is actually thinking about it or whatever, and he wants to be peaceful, and he's not a crazy person or something,
He's a nice person.
And he's a man of, faith,
Yes,
he
he
just
is.
really believes in God, and he believes that, we have to keep it in God's hands, so to speak. And Rick is like, I don't know if I would believe, he's got a different view.
Yeah, and especially when you have bad things happening. I mean, they did too, though. So it's like, how do you even compare that? But even Rick talking about, like, right in his face, like, you know, with him getting tested, losing so many people, and, you know, like, he's like, well, yeah, it's right in front of me. Like, yeah, it's just a very different way of seeing it.
You have to help yourself, too, and realize that there are walkers out there, and you have to be protected and protect your family.
Yeah. And, you know, different, but thinking of COVID, you know, you have to be separated more. I mean, we know a lot more about the disease, but when we first started hearing about it, we were all scared, and, you know, people reacted very differently, but they were showing that the more separated we were, and like more hygiene or better hygiene, and, you know, we were just like careful in different ways, like it helped, you know, when we were more separated. So it really makes it think too that with this, you know, when people get bit, it just takes one person to spread it. So that would make me nervous too. And anyways, like I think I would be good to like bring people in, but at the same time, you never know what you're going to do until it happens, right?
Right, exactly. You don't want to breach something that was really good.
And in this case, because we know Rick's group and we're learning about Herschel and his family, I think it's a good idea for them to get together and stay together, you know, like just thinking how they are so far, and you want to trust people, you want to have hope, you know, because if you just stay small, you know, you're never going to have new people there, and you're always just going to be in a bubble.
Oh, that's right.
And who knows if you're ever going to see anyone ever again.
And it's survival to the fittest, you know, you'll have that, you know, solitude, if you will, or just, you know, yes, you'll be safe in this bubble, but are you going to be able to live like that forever? You know what I mean? For a very long time.
You hope that it's going to be short-lived or a few years or something, but I mean, so many people are already gone, most likely.
Yeah, and they did have like 5 wells on the property. Now they have 4, but who knows if it's going to be contaminated again with another,
that's right,
you know, walker like that,
and
or whatever.
Hands might be good too, you know, because they pulled that thing out. I mean, they were trying to save that well.
Oh, I know, and they just completely just like, backfired on them.
Yeah, poor Glenn being down the well.
Poor Glenn.
Scary. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah, no, that really sucked. That was a bad job.
Thank goodness he was okay.
Yeah, he did a good job, but that was a bad job that they made him do. But luckily, he had a fun time, and he was able, not there, but like he was able to hook up with a pretty
he finally
girl.
had an adventure that was advantageous to him.
Yeah.
And Lori is pregnant, right?
Yes, right. Had a plus sign on it.
Plus sign.
So whose baby is it?
+1.
That's what you were asking last time, right?
Yep.
That's right. I was.
So we're watching on Netflix today. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
All right, 2:05.
I'm hungry.
I know, Carl, we all are.
Now, why don't I get him something to eat?
What's he gonna make her do?
Oh,
How long do you think this stuff's gonna last? You keep running your damn mouth off to everybody we meet.
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
you're not a nice person.
Get you and Carl out of here.
Wow,
You saw this?
Gosh. Whoa.
Can't believe I slept in. You must have needed it. Feeling all right? Next time, wake me, all right? Especially on laundry day. Maybe we all pitch in and cook dinner for Herschel and his family tonight.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Kind of looking for things to keep my mind occupied. You're Rick's wife. Sort of makes you our unofficial first lady.
Morning, guys. Let's get going. We got a lot of ground to cover.
Well, maybe about it. I'm gonna borrow a horse. Head up to this ridge right here. Get a bird's eye view of the whole grid. She's up there. I'll spot her.
Good idea. Maybe you'll see your Chupacabra up there, too.
So you believe in a blood-sucking dog?
You believe dead people walking around?
Hey. Ever fire one before?
We still have 11 condoms.
You see 11 condoms, I see 11 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
That wasn't that bad, was it?
Oh, she's just gonna play with him. Oh, you built his confidence up and you shattered it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I told you about her. Oh, in excruciating detail. Excruciating my ass. Used to live for those details back in the day. Yeah. What 30-year-old were you banging in high school? PE teacher? Mr. Daniel. Home run, that usually means sexual, like that's intercourse.
Yeah,
you know
I realize that now.
I think what you did was more like a ground rule double or something.
Where the judge's ruling.
It's hard enough accepting what's happened without digging up the past. Tell you what it is, that nostalgia. It's like a drug. What are we doing?
Got every able body at your disposal out scouring these woods for a little girl we both know is likely dead.
Well, you think we should abandon the search? I'm trying to save lives here, and you're out saving cats from trees.
Is that what you think Sophia is, a cat in a tree?
Don't do that, man. Don't twist my words. Love or not, Sophia, she only matters to the degree in which she don't drag the rest of us down. Your own son almost died, man. Otis, he paid that bill. What the hell are we still doing this
in
for?
my hand, Cheng. She looked in my eyes and trusted me.
Nice shot.
oh boy.
Squirrel.
His body.
Yeah, looks like.
Oh, a doll.
Oh, doll,
Mm. Music. Oh no, a kill. Ooh.
boy,
Watch out, this
Watch out.
horse.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Son of a gun. Oh. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Son of a gun. Is he by himself doing this grid because he had the horse, right? Holy smokes. He's gonna go all the way up there. Wow. Don't be. Oh. Try to find his bow.
Good.
Oh.
Nice.
I was like, think
Good,
of
yes.
Score. Oh, he's too nice to tell.
He wants to call off the search.
What do you think?
Shane says my good intentions are making us weaker.
None of us were prepared to be living life this way. You are making the best decisions you can with the information you have. I don't see soft in that.
Oh, come on. You don't have? Stop being such a pussy.
Pep talk, pep talk.
Oh, God.
Oh my.
One of my horses is missing.
Oh, he didn't ask?
Did one of your people take it?
I was given the impression you knew about that.
These things need to be cleared with me.
Sounds like we need to work on our communication. What do you suggest?
Keep it simple.
Is it brother? Or is just envisioning
Won't
him?
you pull that arrow out, dummy? Like me to get your pillow? Maybe rub your feet.
Screw you.
He's really there.
You're the one screwed from the looks of you. So you got a thing for little girls now?
Shut up.
Because I noticed you ain't out looking for old Merle no more.
Try like hell to find you, bro.
You're nothing but a freak to them. Redneck trash. It's all you are. Yeah, they're laughing at you behind your back.
Oh, crap! No!
No.
Did it bite him? Did it get him? Damn.
Yuck. Gotta survive, you know?
Yeah.
I know.
Please, don't feed the birds.
Too bad when you was missing.
Now, come on, don't be like that. You gonna come up here and shut my mouth for me? Well, come on and do it then.
Go ahead, get up there.
Did it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, you
got
better
there.
run.
You got him up there.
Lori and Carol are cooking dinner for us all tonight.
That's the first I've heard of.
Well, I didn't think it was that big a deal. They won't thank
He's
us for
losing.
helping them.
He's upset.
We need to be setting clear boundaries with these people.
I'd known the world was ending. I'd have brought better books.
When women spend a lot of time together, their cycles line up and they all get super crazy hormonal. At the same time.
What is he talking about?
Walker!
No, it's not.
No.
Is
No,
it?
no.
No, it's no.
No.
Herschel wants to deal with walkers. What for, man? We got it covered.
Come on,
No, they
don't.
told you Herschel wants-
No
That's
communication. No,
Oh,
guys.
come on.
Oh, poor Daryl. Then he's really gonna think they're against him.
Oh, God. That's what they
Oh, he
think.
looks.
Oh, my God. No.
You gonna pull the trigger or what?
Oh, God. Yeah, but you watch out for her.
Yeah. No!
Oh, shoot.
No!
Damn it.
No!
Oh,
Oh, just grazed him.
poor guy. Holy crap. She shoots him. That's why.
I was kidding.
Oh, my God.
Guys, isn't this Sophia's?
Yeah, you just have to wait for him to talk to you.
Any idea what happened to my horse?
Yeah, one almost killed me. Smart, it left the country.
We call that with Nellie. As in nervous Nellie.
Don't be too hard on yourself. We've all wanted to shoot Daryl.
This is a small table.
The kitty table.
We used to have that.
It's
Yeah.
It's a table. Wow. Oh, slipping notes.
Slipping notes. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Daddy's
boy.
gonna see it.
Oh, boy.
Don't give it
Not
back.
good, not
He's not gonna
good.
know.
You did more for my little girl today than her own daddy ever did in his whole life.
Oh.
Do anything Ricochet wouldn't have done.
Oh, there she goes.
She's not liking it. Oh, she doesn't want him in there. Maybe something tragic happened in there. Holy!
Oh, my God. Whoa. Oh, my God.
Oh, and that just woke him up.
Oh, my God. Ooh,
Or
that's not
activated
good.
them.
Oh, my goodness. Wonder
Surprise!
why. Whoa, that
Oh
was
my
a
God! So
surprise.
Herschel
My
knew
God.
that.
Oh,
They
that's
all
right.
knew that.
Oh, my God.
That must have been where all their family died.
Wow. Well, that was a surprise.
Yeah, like you said, it was locked.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ooh.
But I just thought, they just
Yeah,
lock
I
it
didn't think
overnight for some reason.
Boy, that was. Ooh.
Man!
Oh, gosh,
Oh
something's happening.
my God.
There were quite a lot in there too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so. And they
Yeah.
didn't have enough to kill them. I don't know. They just said, you know what? We're just going to lock that up. We don't need that barn anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
and Herschel's not about weapons or anything like that. So
Right.
Oh, my God.
it seems like they had opportunity or something, but he was very adamant with Rick saying that he didn't want weapons on the property.
That's right.
That's right,
And
definitely.
just, contained them all there. Man, that
God,
was
that's
that was
something.
pretty smart to do that. I mean, thank God they could lock it in time because I can't
wow.
believe they kept that many in there
Yeah, me too.
in time to lock
Yeah.
it. I mean,
Oh,
one or
wow.
two you'd think would come out, but
So what do you think the intentions are there? Like, do you think, like, they were surprised and just found them in there and locked it?
I think their family was killed by them, and they were probably working
Down
in the hay barn, and they were already
Trapped
there.
them, Yeah. So you just trapped them in there after that.
How scary is that?
Scary. It's
There had to
scary.
have been some on the property at some point. I mean, there had to have been because they got into the barn.
Well, yeah, they right there.
Mhm.
Unless
They had
they
to
lured
get
them somehow in there, but there's no way.
I don't think so. I
No
think
way.
they were there.
It's too organized. That whole farm is
Oh,
like
my God, what a
meticulous.
shock.
One thing that scared me was Glenn was on the loft, and if I saw that, I think I would have fell.
Oh my God.
You know,
Big time.
Wow.
And you
What,
have to be
back?
careful with lofts
Surprise?
because a lot of little spots could be, you know, there could be a board missing. You
Oh,
know, there,
yes.
anything could have happened. There could be, you
Oh,
know,
wow.
damn pitchfork in the way.
God, that's how-
I know.
No cartoons.
Have you ever done that with a rake? We used to do it as a joke.
Oh,
as a
yeah.
kid. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
just to see if it would really happen.
Poor
Yeah.
Glenn,
No,
poor
but-
Glenn again.
And then Maggie said you weren't supposed to see this.
Yeah, she
That's
did
right.
say that, yeah.
And it's so ironic because Herschel's saying, you know, he wants communication, and rightfully so. It's his property. They are guests in his home or his property, and yet he didn't tell them about this.
No, he didn't. It was all locked up.
But, you know, they breached so many, they violated his, you know, trust in so many levels on this episode because first not asking for the horse and the kid that he's helped, you know, that's taking, you know, he's taking care of, that 17-year-old, he offered to help them, and he told him that, you know, yeah, Herschel said it was okay, but he didn't.
Yeah,
that's
so
why
that
he did
sucks
not.
too
Yeah,
because
so-
they're going on faith that
Right.
he was telling the
Not
truth.
the communication there. Yeah, so.
And Daryl just took a horse and
Yeah.
didn't ask permission. I know he's a loner, but that also annoyed Herschel. You know, you're stealing
Right,
property
because
again.
how many horses we saw 2, so how many does he really have?
Yeah, that's right.
And I mean, that's a vital,
It's probably scarce.
right?
Who knows?
They need the horse to go into town for supplies, like the pharmacy
Yeah.
and so many other
That's
things.
true.
So I mean, that's crucial. Hopefully, they can get Nervous Nellie back.
I know that
Yeah,
name,
so-
Nervous Nellie. And that's
Oh my
another
gosh.
fact, too, where Herschel, even if he did give the okay, he probably would have warned him, like, you can't take that horse because it spooks easy. You're going to need something
Right, all
else.
you got to do
that's
is
right.
ask.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
tell you.
So it's, you know, communication's always a big deal.
Well, thank goodness Daryl's okay.
Yeah.
He ended up
Oh
showing
my
him
God!
the
When he
truck.
came out of the woods,
Yeah,
and he
of course.
kind of looked like a
He
walker,
did, he
but
did,
we,
definitely.
you know, after a while, we knew it was him,
Yeah.
and he's just been injured. I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
not only did he fall off a horse, got the
Yes.
arrow through him,
Mm-hmm.
fell down and hit his head, climbed back. I mean, he's been through so much. Killed 2 walkers down there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's
And one was
like
gnawing
that.
on his foot, too.
Oh,
So,
my
like,
God,
did he
that's
get
funny.
bit, you know?
Yeah,
And
so I'm wondering.
when he was walking up like that at the end and he looked like a zombie, I thought, like, oh my God, maybe he was actually bit
Yeah, I
by that
guess,
one
yeah.
zombie and then he actually was turning. But
Right.
Oh, boy.
like, how intense is that? Like, you go through so much and he pushes through
Yeah.
He does.
only to get freaking shot.
That's right.
And
Thank God he survived it.
Yeah, and he's listening to his brother's
Merle.
vision. Like,
That's good. It got him to go up and talk.
got him to
and
go
stuff.
up. I mean, he was really trying to give him a pep talk in his own way.
Yeah.
And he's really trying to also, you know, his subconscious is
Oh,
probably
that's right, yeah.
you know, thinking what his brother's thinking,
That's
that
right.
it's Rick's fault. Why are you going against him? I'm the only one who loves you. But he knew that wasn't true. He's
Yeah,
like, no,
that's
you
right,
weren't there for
definitely.
me.
So it got him up there. That's
It
good.
did get him up
Yeah.
there. And he has a great attitude for
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he's
he
been
really
through
did. He really
in
did.
his past. He really
Yeah.
does. He's got a really good heart.
Oh, he does. Oh, yeah.
So even though it was Daryl's vision of his brother, like, how do you see that? Like, do you think he is speaking truth about, like, maybe that's what the relationship was like, is like?
With his brother?
Yeah, do you think Merle is probably like that in his vision with his brother?
I think so.
I think so. I think because you could tell by Merle act before, you know, he acted like he was against everybody and he was just
Right, you
a
gotta
jerk.
fend for yourself.
Jerk,
I gotta
jerk.
fend for we gotta
Yes.
fend for ourselves. We can't
That's right.
trust anybody. You know, I'm the only one who loves you. No one else loves you. And he's actually, I think Daryl's actually thinking, you know, he's working so hard to find Sophia, but I really think, you know, he feels so guilty not being able to really look for his brother.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and that's his own, you know, his guilt in a way. Like,
He's
he's looking so much for Sophia, but is he really looking for Sophia? Which he is, but is he indirectly really,
Yeah, it could be
you know,
like that,
wishing
yeah.
that he looked for his brother like he could with Sophia.
That's
I
right.
don't know. And he couldn't look for his
That's
brother.
a
I mean,
good
it was such a
observation.
horrible situation where his brother was. I mean,
Sure.
it's in the city. There's so many more walkers. They couldn't look for him.
Yeah, and he had to cut off his own hand. So
That's right.
I know he
Yeah.
went in and he like cauterized it or whatever, but like, you know, how much blood did he lose before he did that? And they found trails of it, but there's a lot of variables there that you're just not sure, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
did he die of just infection? I mean,
Right,
he
so.
didn't probably get any antibiotics.
That's right. Gosh.
So now with Daryl going through all this, that brings me to Shane and Rick and their different perspectives on finding Sophia. Like, it's hard to say, but like in this scenario, like who do you agree with more, Rick or Shane? That's what makes it like
Yeah, it's
interesting
hard.
because what do you choose? It's hard.
It's hard. I don't know. But they did find her doll, so it looks like she could be in the area. But you don't know if she's dead or alive. But still,
Would you still want to look for a child lost though, or would you want to just, follow their main trek to, for the best means of survival of like moving on and trying to get to other locations?
That is very hard. Maybe look for a little bit longer in that area, and then after that you have to move on.
Yeah, so I think you're more
Yeah.
Rick, right? Like I think, agree more with
I'm
Rick.
more with Rick. I mean, they don't have many in their group. We have one member of the group that's the mother of this child.
That's right.
Rick himself said, if this was Carl and, even Lori, they wouldn't leave until they found out something.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got a really great spot right now as long as they respect, the property and respect the owner and just really try to, calm it down. They really got to communicate better, but they got it really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just stay for a little longer?
Yeah, see
I
how-
mean, there's not many other survivors that they know of. So, I mean, just stay there a little longer. What harm is it?
That's right, yeah.
I know, and it's always those what if scenarios, and I do agree, like, I am more for Rick because I'd want to keep looking, especially for a child. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, and you would think a child would have a lesser chance of surviving out there in the wilderness, but still, like, unless you know the wild and stuff, and even an adult, like, might not fare as well either. So her chances are very slim. And I kind of go with, I do go with Rick because I still, like, I want to have my humanity. I really care. I'm compassionate. And I want to, like, help out our group. Like, if I knew, unfortunately, God, that would be horrible. But if all my loved ones are pretty much gone and it was just me and this group that are now my family, like, I would want to try to keep it together as much as possible. But I am going 50-50, but it's terrible. But with Shane too, you are risking the entire group, and they are lucky right now. They have a good spot. I mean, things are hard right now with Herschel, but it seems like it's a good thing right now, and there might be more hope down the road. Like maybe there are people still out there that can help them. Maybe they have a vaccine or a cure or something, and them just hanging out here and not knowing of the possibilities of if they stayed on their main course of action, they might be able to get out of this faster. But that's a big maybe. Like you don't know. That's really just full of hope too. But just staying back and looking for this one little girl. I mean, Daryl almost lost his life.
That's right.
And
they lost a horse. I mean, they're losing, and that's
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that they're losing every day to look for Sophia, but just a little longer. They have it good there, They can help each other out. Look, they're trying to, thank, Herschel for, doing all they're doing. They're making a nice dinner. It turned out to be a total wash because no one's talking to each other.
Yeah.
And it is, but they have to make amends and then really just look for a week. I mean, what harm is
When they
it?
find out though about Herschel and hiding the walkers down in the hayloft.
Yeah, what's that about, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if more or less Glenn, he'll probably will tell him something, but maybe not. Maybe Maggie is telling him not to say anything because he was going to have a rendezvous with her, so I don't know.
I know. Can you imagine being cornered like that? Because here, like, he can't talk about Maggie, and now we can't talk about Lori.
know. He's got all these secrets now. He knows.
Poor Glenn. I don't want to laugh at him, but the poor guy, you know.
I know. And speaking of Glenn, him talking to Dale, you know, and then Dale's like, "What are you, what were you thinking?" You know, and he's like, "I was thinking I was gonna die. I can die at any time."
Yeah.
And
I know, I know, because honestly, I mean, I think that makes perfect sense
and
for him.
That's exactly what Maggie was thinking too. You know,
she's been alone all this time. She's 22, and that's another thing too, where if you don't ever meet anyone else, I mean, you want to protect your family. In this case, like her actual family, because I'm seeing like Rick's group as family too. You know, that. You're never going to see anyone else, and you're never going to know love outside of caring for your family, and it can really be lonely, like she said. Like, I was really lonely.
That's right.
You know, and it's just, I think it can make you go crazy over time if it's just the same people for the rest of your life, and you keep it small. I mean, but honestly, basic survival instincts again. I mean, what really is right, and Shane wants to do basic survival because that's the best way to survive, but you also start to lose your humanity in that way too. Because even Lori bringing up Carl, and if that happened to Carl, he'd want to look, so the tables have turned, and he would still want to look. So, you know, like, picking and choosing, it's just it's really tough.
It is tough, and I really wish that Lori said to Shane, okay, you're just worried about Carl and I. Once if this was Carl.
Yeah, that's exactly what she was asking. That's what I mean,
Exactly. So, I mean, it's so true. It's right to Shane, say, you know, and he'd have a whole different view, because if it was Carl, he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say, okay, we really have to, you know, move on.
Yeah, because he even said, he goes, I would look or something, but he only wants to protect them. So that's the hard thing, because it's like picking and choosing. Like, you have a full group, and you want to stay strong as a group. You don't want to divide them either, and that's the hard thing. So it's interesting, you know, like, I love all the different views.
I'm so glad that Dale had a talk with Andrea. You know, I had a nice talk with her, so that's good.
That was really good. So with Andrea taking that shot, how do you feel about that?
Well, she should have waited to more or less see who it was, really. I mean, she thought it was a walker, but she really didn't know, and she just fired.
She wants to be, she wants to be part of, you know, scouting, and she wants to be part of, you know, defending the group, and she was too eager to do it. And she didn't want to hear Dale. Dale's in the behind her, saying, you know, trying to be this fatherly figure to her, and she hates it. Right now, they're not back together as a normal relationship. So she's just like, no, I'm rejecting you. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm a big girl.
And even Shane and Rick, like, in Glenn, like, they all ran over there, and they're like, no.
Right, and she's not proficient in what she's doing yet. So you got 3 other humans going at... I mean, they can take care of it. You didn't need to
That's why Dale really didn't want to have a gun in the first place.
So, yeah, exactly, because you learn from that, too. Because, I mean, thank God Daryl survived that, and she was not a great shot, but she was a close shot, like, for just learning and going that far with a scope. That was actually really close. So thank God she missed or just nicked him. And I was so mad at her at this scene, because I'm glad she's eager to learn, but you also have to listen to orders, too, to a certain extent, especially being so new to this. And here she's defying her father figure, you know, defying Dale, and then they're, like, everyone else in the group is like, no, like, you have the leaders right there. You have, like, well, Rick's the leader, and you have Shane there too, and you know, like, they kind of lead the group too, and they're like, no, we'll handle this, like, we don't want to make noise or whatever. And then Rick is like, well, we gotta wait for Herschel, because Herschel takes care of walkers or something, he said, right? So whatever that means. And so there's no communication.
He lures them into the barn.
I was gonna say he takes care of walkers.
Maybe he's the Walker Whisperer.
Maybe.
Come with me.
Yeah, that was a show.
We're in the barn, and he is taking care
like
of
a
them.
spin-off
Maybe
show.
He is.
Spin-off show.
if he takes care of the walkers, maybe.
That's true.
But, you know, like, just for her to take that shot and looking and getting so excited about it, I mean, how horrific is that? Like, she's so excited, and then just to hear the screams and no afterwards, like, what did I just do? So I felt bad for her in that moment, too, but I'm like, that was so stupid that she did that.
It was,
you know, you gotta learn how to shoot, and you have to follow your instructors.
Yes. After that.
Man.
Wow.
Ooh. And how sweet was that moment with Carol and Daryl?
The best. That was the best. Saying that he was.
She gave him a kiss on his
that was very sweet.
You know, and here even saying, like, you are like Rick and Shane, like, you are important or whatever. Like, she was saying encouraging
just as
words
important
to
as
him.
everyone else.
Just as important as everyone else. And when he was having those visions of his brother, he was saying something about him being worthless and kept saying derogatory things, or just really mean things to him. And even though it was a vision, I took it as, well, that probably is how Merle talks to him.
I think so, definitely.
You know, so
you can see how Merle was before.
He really thinks so little of himself. So for someone to say that probably had
he
him
has
thinking
no self-esteem. And he
Mhm.
comes off, you know, having these, you know, big shoulders. You know, he's just like, I'm gonna, you know, I can take care of myself, because he's just holding back. He really doesn't feel that great about himself. And he's just a sweetheart through and through. And she's so right. Carol's so right, where she's saying, you know, what you did today is more than her father did her whole life.
Isn't that so emotional to even hear that? Like,
time.
her husband sucked. I mean,
he was a
even with
guy.
the MREs or the ready-made meals or whatever. I mean, he wouldn't even let her give Carl one.
He has no
Poor boy is
compassion for
starving.
him. Yeah.
He's like, nope, taking care of ourselves.
Oh,
She'd apologized to him, and she just instantly apologizes because she's.
Thank God that Lori heard that too, because like, oh, well, where's she going? You know. But yeah, like, she seems so sweet, and to have such a horrible husband like that. I mean, it's so mean to say that, but thank goodness he died. I mean, what a bad way to go.
Ed, yes.
That's why I said he
Dead
got
Ed.
his. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I really did like this episode. I mean, we really got to see these different views in many ways, like learning how to shoot guns, communication, survival, like,
and hiding this huge secret.
Surprise.
A big surprise.
Yes, that's right. What that was.
And I'm wondering, going forward, how Shane is going to feel about Lori being pregnant.
Will she even say anything? Or will she wait until it starts showing?
She's a very skinny lady. She's going to pop out a little bit, you know.
I've been eating a lot of, what do we have around here? A lot of?
Not squirrel. Squirrel bloats me. No, but,
just a raw squirrel.
I mean, eventually it's going to be, you know. I mean, she's already not feeling well. She's sleeping. People are going to catch on.
Oh, definitely.
And we don't know if Glenn's going to be a blabbermouth to somebody. You don't know.
And hopefully he doesn't get in trouble, right? Because he, of course, knows everything. But he doesn't want to know.
Especially the women are going to catch on, I think, more than the men. Some men might catch on, but, you know.
And hopefully Dale will have an ear out, right? And be like, oh, well, he did say that women were going crazy, and maybe...
Yes. That was so funny about the cycle.
Yeah, that was funny.
The women get together.
So right now, just to throw it out there, what character do you like the most so far? It's hard to say, because there are a lot of good characters. You have Rick, Shane, Lori, Carl, Daryl.
I love Daryl right
Herschel,
now. He's really
Maggie.
He really surprised me. He's really a good guy.
Yes.
Real softy.
Daryl, Glenn.
Yes. And I
Rick.
like Carol too. I like them
Dale.
all. It's hard.
It is hard to say. I I'm trying to live in this moment right now.
Yes.
Maggie.
Yeah.
But right now, hands down, it's Daryl. And then Glenn.
Yes.
Yeah, in this episode, I want to say Daryl too.
deserves
We're all
it.
Daryl fans.
Glenn deserves a lot lately because he's been down the well, and then he found this.
I love Glenn,
walkers, and then he had sex.
I love this. I'm talking to him today. You're so great. I love it, Mom. So do you like the show considering like what it's about?
I really enjoy it.
I do too.
Isn't that great? Because you never know until you get into it.
Thought I would say that.
It's all about the people.
Yeah, because it took a lot of convincing where we watch a lot of crazy stuff on our channel as well. Like we watch Game of Thrones and a ton of other things that are gory, like very messed up and scary. And, you know, and you knew this was about zombies and there was going to be gore in it. And they're like, oh, it's a series. So we're going to be constantly involved in gore and
Yeah,
death
really.
and all
No,
that.
we don't want to do that.
So you guys were really worried about this, and like, I don't know if you want to commit to a long time of just
I was
gore and death.
apprehensive.
But now you know what it's about, and you're
Yeah,
really getting,
it's
I
about
think,
people.
invested in the characters. So it's
That's
kind of
right.
neat. Like, you never know until you try it, kind of thing.
That's true.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
right.
So on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. You can check out our links below if you want to check out our full reactions. The episode next will usually come out a week early on our Patreon. And we'll see you very soon, as always.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Subscribe.
Please subscribe.